Hi, I'm Dacia, High Moon Femme. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a 3 card reading, past, present, and future to help you get some clarity around the solstice that's happening Monday, the 21st. So, I have already been shuffling these cards, but we're going to do another shuffle for good measure. Okay. So the first card, and it's going to be the past card, is the Conductor. So the Conductor is really cool because basically she has shown up in your life to change almost everything. She doesn't come into your life until she thinks that you're ready, and she is an archetype. So basically, she comes from the bottom of the ocean, and it's this very like steadfast kind of energy, Saturn kind of energy, where there's hard lessons about boundaries and what you're capable of, and really pushing yourself further than you thought you could go. As far as this being in the past, it's almost like you've been kind of like the energy is like this momentum or this rolling. It's almost like you couldn't stop it if you tried. You're on this like roller coaster of healing and you can't get off of it. Um, it's really important that you allow yourself to like that you protect yourself, but that you don't protect yourself to the point where you're not growing. And that's something that you have figured out how to do. It's also about big picture. So even as you're going through hard things, it's about seeing and understanding things on a much bigger level, and that like the lessons that you're learning that are pretty hard, that's not going to last forever. And the present card is Eight of Feathers. So Eight of Feathers, this is what you're dealing with now. Um, it's this person who's bound and they are there voluntarily. This card comes up when basically you've been avoiding things for a very long time and you have decided that you don't want to avoid it anymore. And the only way to do that is to ask life, almost it's kind of like a soul called, like your soul, your spirit called out to the Femmeiverse to say, please help me stay in one place. And that's more on a subconscious level. On the conscious level, you might be like, what the fuck's going on? Why can't I make things happen? Why do I feel stuck? Um, this is really to help you go inward. And the feathers, communication, the feather suite is all about communication. And it's about communicating with your inner self. So right now, you might actually be reflecting on the lessons that the conductor brought and learning, really just trying to process what happened. And the boundary part is really helpful because you can figure out where you need to be accountable, what is not yours to take on. And it's really bringing up things for me, like around my son, kind of deciding to leave. I don't know if you figured this out with me, but like I'm dealing with some really big changes, and basically I'm having to figure out that it's not because I'm a bad mom, that this is really just, part of his journey. Um, and accepting that. And so for this card, it is about letting things go. People, places, things you have no control over. What you do have control over, however, is the way that you respond to these events, and really being gentle with yourself and not internalizing false beliefs that aren't true about who you are. And the future card is Two of Feathers. So once again, it's about communication. Two of Feathers is about it indicates a kind of move that's happening, and it can be like a literal move, like to a new home, to a new city, but it doesn't have to just be about that. It can just be like an energetic level in your life where it's a move that is coming. It's not something that's going to surprise you or throw you off. um I call it the move to the butterfly life. And basically, it's so interesting. So for this card, for the Eight of Feathers, it's almost like this is the cocoon. And what happens in a cocoon is that you liquefy into caterpillar soup, and the Two of Feathers is kind of the butterfly self that emerges. This means that you take all the lessons that you've learned, especially from the Conductor card. I can't pick it up. From the Conductor card. And that helps you synthesize these really deep parts of you that are meant to come out. So when the when the caterpillar turns into soup, these butterfly parts come out that wouldn't have been able to come out if you hadn't been turned into soup first. And I think that's what the Two Feathers is talking about, is finally you're able to let these parts come out, like be on the outside, that maybe surprise you about yourself and also excite you about yourself. And when you transition into the butterfly life, it's kind of scary because you've never been there before and you weren't sure it was going to happen. So this reading and this solstice is really about affirming your faith in yourself, your faith in your process, your faith in something bigger than you, faith that you will be provided for, faith that you are loved, faith that nobody's forgotten you, faith that you're not alone. And I think that this is kind of like in general, like lots of people are going through this change. And I think if you trust, right, this card also talks about the vulnerability of not being afraid of anything. You know, the Conductor doesn't take shit from anybody, but she is also very quick to offer up her own heart, her own spirit first. Like there's nothing to be afraid of. And so the pieces that you've uncovered, don't be afraid to share those parts of you. Go ahead and put them out there, because I think that you'll find that you can connect with those pieces with other people. And I wouldn't be surprised that if you did that, there would be like a sigh of relief, you know, from other people, that they would connect with you, that they're also wouldn't be afraid. Today's reading is short and sweet. I would love to give you your own solstice reading. I have a calendar open if you are interested. Just send me an email at highmoonfemme@gmail.com. Send me a DM or let me know in the comments. I would love to do that, and I hope you have a really, really sweet day. Bye.